once again, we have faced a day of fear.
A shooting at Taft Union High School this morning.
Breaking news here on CNN as we are getting word out of Orangeburg, South Carolina, of a school shooting.
Gunman kills 1 and injures 3 at Seattle University.
That teacher was killed today during a shooting rampage. It happened at a middle school in Sparks.
A man kills 3 with a knife, shoots and kills 3 more, and wounds 13 near a college campus in Santa Barbara, California.
They say he entered the front office armed with an AK-47 and a number of other weapons. Inside the grade school, a man with a gun losing his mind. The TV station says he wanted a news crew to come to the school to record people dying.
As tragedy hits close to home once again, this time out of Arapahoe High School.
Terror began at 12:33 p.m.
Shotgun shell on the ground, so assuming they have a shotgun.
Investigators say Pearson had one target, Tracy Murphy, the school librarian.
This happened again at Taft Union High School, that's in the Central Valley near Bakersfield.
He fired the first round, striking another student.
State police say the 7th grader took the shotgun from his parents' home, modified it, hid it in a duffel bag, and opened fire inside a packed school gym.
Students and staff at Purdue University in Indiana were told to shelter in place on Tuesday after police responded to a campus shooting.
The school is on lockdown as police continue to search for the suspect. Another school shooting to tell you about.
On Benjamin Weldon Bickers Road in southeast Atlanta.
Police said he told officers he wanted to shoot up a school.
The number of mass shootings in general, or active shooter events, increased from an average of about 5 a year prior to 2009 to 15 in 2013. The FBI described the findings as part of the growing evidence that citizens must have insight on how to respond.
This is becoming the norm.
74 incidents of gun violence of all sorts at or around American schools or colleges since Newtown.
When will enough people say, stop this madness? We don't have to live like this.
That's why you see training like this becoming more common. Teachers learning how to defend their classrooms. An ongoing and growing sense of vulnerability, possibly made worse by anguished but seemingly futile demands of not one more.
Today at an elementary school in Atlanta, a 19-year-old man with a semi-automatic weapon made his way in, announcing his intent to kill until he was stopped in the nick of time.
Desperate teachers at the Ronald E. McNair Discovery Learning Academy outside Atlanta rushing the young children single file away from danger. A police officer at the child's level telling her it will be all right. But for the parents who scrambled to a Walmart parking lot nearby, it was chaos. Police are describing the gunman as a white man around 19 years old. They tell us he told a receptionist to call local ABC affiliate WSB to send police a message.
He wanted us to start filming as police die.
Children telling us stories of hiding underneath their desks when they heard the gunfire. When police arrived, he fired at officers and they fired back. A glass window at the school entrance shattered, but no one was hurt and the shooter surrendered without incident.
Police say that he apparently just walked through an open door right behind someone with authorized access.
We have a shooting at our school. We have a teacher down.
Dramatic 911 calls for help from inside Sparks Middle School in Nevada yesterday after a 12-year-old boy opens fire with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun he'd brought from home.
Teacher down in the playground. They have one victim in the cafeteria, one in the hall.
Police say they arrived at Sparks Middle School 3 minutes after the shooting started, but by then, it was all over.
Moments after the boy, dressed in a school uniform, shot one of his classmates in the shoulder on the playground, teacher Michael Lansbury approached him, trying to get the student to put the gun down. The boy fatally shot Lansbury in the chest, then shot another student before the 12-year-old took his own life.
18-year-old Carl Pearson, a senior, walked into his school for the last time. Pearson had one target, Tracy Murphy. Murphy runs the school debate team. Pearson was recently kicked off the team. In the chaos, a 15-year-old girl was shot in the head.
I have a student down in the athletic hall. She's bleeding bad.
About 5 minutes after it all began, as officers closed in, police say Pearson shot himself. This is just the latest high-profile shooting for Colorado, just 15 miles from last year's movie theater massacre in Aurora, and only 8 miles from Columbine High School.
A 16-year-old armed with a shotgun walked into a classroom today and shot
and critically injured a teenager.
Sheriff's officials say the whole horrible scene unfolded on the second floor of Taft Union High School's science building. The 16-year-old student, shotgun in hand, interrupting a class in session. A quick-thinking teacher named Ryan Heber sprung into action, ushering nearly 30 students out a back door. He started talking to the boy, reasoning with him. A campus supervisor then joined them, diffusing the situation while the school outside went into lockdown mode and officers surrounded the building. Slowly, word began to trickle out through this tiny Kern County town. Nobody killed. A teacher risked his own life and likely saved many others.
Travis County District Attorney filed a petition formally charging 12-year-old Mason Campbell with 3 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
Reports said a 12-year-old student had concealed a shotgun inside a band instrument case. The suspect then approached one 11-year-old boy and 13-year-old girl who were sitting with other students inside the gym waiting for class to begin. According to witnesses, the suspect then used the shotgun to shoot the girl once in the arm and the boy twice in the face. Both victims were seriously injured. One student said the suspect fired one more round into the air before a teacher walked up to him and asked him to put down the weapon. A man was killed at a shooting in West Lafayette, Indiana, inside the electrical engineering building at Purdue University on January 21st.
There were reports of an altercation inside or near the building and shots being fired.
The suspect and his victim were inside a basement classroom when the shooting took place.
And police haven't said yet why they think Cousins walked into this engineering classroom yesterday around noon, fired 4 to 5 shots, killing Andrew Bolt, and then walked outside very calmly and turned himself in.
Police say one student has been shot on South Carolina State University's campus.
Police say about 1:30 they were called to Huguenin Suites, a dorm, because a student had been shot outside.
Price Middle School went into lockdown early Thursday afternoon. Officers say a student shot 14-year-old Telvis Douglas right outside the school. Police say a school resource officer, who is an off-duty Atlanta police officer, caught the suspect. When the school went into lockdown, parents only knew a student was shot. Many rushed to the scene after their children sent them text messages. Others came at the sight of the police helicopter.
6 of its students dead. The University of California, Santa Barbara community is in mourning. The gunman who methodically planned the attack chronicled his descent into a deranged rage.
A twisted video he posted Friday addressed at his perceived enemies, executed methodically. The apparent revenge fantasy set in motion Friday night, taking 6 young lives and injuring 13. 137 pages pouring from this tortured mind, idyllic childhood memories, painful teenage years, and finally, an elaborate plot to kill.
I'll give you exactly what you deserve, all of you.
Police say they found 400 rounds of ammunition in Rogers' car and that he carried out his shootings with legally purchased semi-automatic handguns. He was under psychiatric care, his parents saying they did everything they could to help a shy, reclusive son, even reporting his disturbing videos to police last month.
When will this insanity stop? When will enough people say, we don't have to live like this? Too many have died.
Yesterday, a gunman killed one person at Seattle Pacific University.
As the assailant stopped to reload his gun, a student working as a building monitor pepper sprayed him and knocked him to the ground.
It's unclear why Aaron Ibarra allegedly targeted Seattle Pacific University. He was not a student there. But we learned today Ibarra was involuntarily committed for mental health evaluations in 2010 and 2012, once because he was suicidal. Law enforcement also told us Ibarra was obsessed with the 1999 Columbine High School shootings.
There was initial confusion over the identity of the student who tackled the gunman, as police at first believed he was a second shooter.
One report described the gunman as white or Latino, carrying an AR-15 military assault rifle, shotgun, handgun, and an ammunition belt.
Police don't know why he chose to shoot his way to Santa Monica College, but police revealed the gunman was a student at the community college in 2010. Police displayed his jaw-dropping arsenal and the black bag the gunman carried, the upper receiver to a .223 semi-automatic rifle, a .44 caliber handgun, and hundreds of rounds loaded into 24 magazine clips.
He fatally shot another woman outside the Santa Monica College library before entering the building, where he continued to randomly shoot at people. City and college police later gunned down the suspect and laid him down on the sidewalk outside the college.
The last week of school, and then it happened. A gunman walking into an Oregon high school, heading straight for that locker room, opening fire, killing one student, others running for cover.
8:05 this morning in Troutdale, Oregon.
sirens blaring, police respond to a high school's call for help.
Got a report of shots fired in the locker room. At least one person down, medicals responding.
Witnesses say the gunman, armed with an assault rifle, started the shooting in a locker room near the gym, chasing a beloved phys ed teacher down the hall.
That's sadly become all too familiar. Students streaming out, hands in the air. And this tonight, a mountain of backpacks left behind as the students fled.
100 students huddled together behind locked doors, terrified. Worried parents waited outside for news of their kids. One student was killed by the shooter, the victim remembered tonight by friends.